Hi, I'm Ashley Bodnar. My handle is @foodweedwine. That's on IG.
JoJo Blacco @JoJo Blacco on Instagram and TikTok.
My name is Heath Richardson. You can find me at Heathus Deluxe. Nice. I've never done this before.
Hey, I'm Swifty Kelsey on Instagram, Kelsey Swift on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Tony Ramos. My Instagram is @TSRamos1957.
Linda Farza, handle for Instagram is linda.farza, Farza.
Hi, my name is Mickie M. Milton. I go by they, he, she pronouns, and my Instagram handle is Big Mick Energy with 4 Ys.
I'm the Reverend Colin. I host karaoke here at Bob's Java Jive. I'm not on any social media whatsoever, so good luck there.
My name is Gabey Lucas, and my handle is Gabey It's Cold Outside. That's Gabey. Shout out to Julie Kim for the last weekend of shows I did before COVID when I was like, I know I need to get Instagram, but and she was like, yeah, you need to get it. So we spent the weekend coming up with handles. I think I came up with that, but she was like, she gave me the go ahead, and now she writes for Simu for everything that he hosts and is very successful. What was the question? I think that was it.
Hi, my name is Lou Jean, aka Mr. Mookie.
My name's Tony Peters. Instagram Nick McMickman, NickMcMickman. Nick McMickman.
I think I started in 2016. I took the comedy class at Tacoma Comedy Club, and then I took it again a year later. So I'm a slow building comedian. I've quit many times. I keep coming back. So yeah, I'm one of your slowly maturing comedy friends.
I've been doing comedy I'm going on 2 years now. So yeah, that's pretty exciting.
The first gig I ever did was in February of 2015, and then I was in college and then was working production, and so didn't do it that much for the net. So I guess we'll say fall of 2015, and then you take 2 years off for COVID. It's a really complicated question, so we'll go 9 years from when it started forever.
7 years minus COVID. Call it 5, 6.
I have been doing comedy for over 20 years, the last 10 or so as an open mic comedian.
About 7 years now.
At this point, literally 2 years and 10 days.
Purr. I've been doing comedy about 22 years, I hate to say.
I have been doing comedy for a little bit over 6.5 months.
I've been doing comedy on and off since about 2016. And I took quite a long time off for during the pandemic and just starting back out again. It's, it's like that toxic relationship you can't get rid of.
I have been hosting for almost 25 years. I'm just a few months shy. I've been singing it for over 30, going back to my 21st birthday, actually. So this is what can happen to you if you go out for karaoke on your 21st birthday. Be scared, be very scared.
Probably a night here at Bob's. We had Babe Cave one night, and it was all female lineup. It was so good. It was so much fun. It was a packed house. It was just one of the best nights.
Most recently, best night I had was the finals at Nate Jackson's Funniest Motherfucker competition. That was a good night. Very good night.
I would say definitely at North End on Pearl a couple weeks ago. It was very, very fun. Xavier Rake and Tony Cardoso did that show. It was a great time. It's a great time.
Was probably at Comedy Hill / bar. I did a show with Chandler Noble Hatch, my favorite white man, and it was a too personal show to be exact. And we had the best time ever. It was amazing. I came out in a bee costume. It was crazy. It was a great time.
Best night was here about a month ago. It was the first time that I actually feel like I talked to people instead of just reciting my material. So it was a good night.
So it's going to coincide, and I'm sorry I'm going to ruin your second question. It's going to coincide with the worst night. I was bombing all night, nothing. I wasn't getting anything from the audience, not even a smirk. And then finally I was all right, I'm Linda Farza, thank you everyone, and don't forget, it's down the road, not across the street. And they They just cracked up and was like, suicide jokes apparently was what I was missing from that entire night. Like kind of, that mix of like feeling bad about yourself on stage while you're doing it, and then just like ending on like a super high note as you're leaving.
I think there's too much, the volume of nights I've had is too much to have anything stick out as far as one best night. I can't remember any. I have no idea what my best night was. I will say I was in New Orleans this fall and did a show where the backdrop was Gatorade coolers, and that was really freaking fun.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
My best night of comedy was a night in LA. I got to host, or my daughter hosted me. She's an improv comedian in LA, and I got to be on stage with my daughter, and I got to do a Christmas program at the UCB stage in LA.
Most nights are pretty good, actually. Most people are just here to have a good time, and I get to help people have a good time. And so, like, most nights are very rewarding. I mean, obviously, it's always nice when I get a lot of money, but because then I can buy myself some pretty things. But yeah, no, I mean, as long as I'm looking out there and people are having a good time, I'm pretty much having a good time. I've had nights where I've come in just a shitty mood, and just over the course of the night, just, like seeing all these people having fun, helping people have fun, it just brings me up.
That happened to me with Tommy Davidson when he was in his prime. This guy said, man, I just know I wasn't better than Tommy Davidson. He was like, yes, you was, cuz. He said, I put that on my mama. You was the funny one on the show. And it went to my head till someone told me that it take 8 years to be a good comedian. Then it brought me down,
Probably a show I did at a place called the Duck Inn in Skamakaway with Brent Lowry and Jess Everett. Just absolutely crushed it. It was amazing. Sold out. It was great.
Worst night was just a garbage open mic in Vancouver when I was first starting there, and so didn't know anyone and went till like 2:30 in the morning, and by the time you go up, you're like, I should die. This is not worth it.
The first time I was on The Voice at Tacoma Comedy Club was probably the worst bomb I've ever had, and it's on tape. And the judges were on stage to tell me what they did not like about my set. It was a nightmare scenario. It's harsh. It's rough.
So rough.
You do your set, and they're on stage, and like, nice try. Here's what we didn't like. Oh my God. It's pretty brutal. Do not recommend. You got to bomb to get better, I'll tell you that.
My worst night in comedy was at Bob's Java Jive, and I bombed at Bob's Java Jive talking about the homeless and how the homeless were camping wrong, and nobody got it. Everybody hated me at the end of the session, and that was probably my worst night in comedy.
Oh, it was actually my second set I ever did. I came off of like an amazing high and just completely bombed, and I remember like feeling really, really upset, but I had like the itch to immediately get back out there, so yeah. But it was a horrible night. It was horrible.
Actually my worst night was probably getting heckled by dudes who want to like fuck you while you're on stage. That was probably, yeah. I mean, not literally, do not, but yes, do not. We do not fuck those guys. But
My worst night was right after I did the comedy college for the second time. They were doing a comedy contest, and I decided I'll just apply and try it and see what happens. And I mean, I wasn't ready for any of it, and I did it, and then I realized I was just being a pawn in their show. They were basically using me for a cheap laugh, and so that really sucked. It was not fun.
My worst night in comedy, I would say, was at Spuds in Tacoma. I'll never forget, this Samoan man got really mad when I started saying gay Batman jokes. He was a real Batman fan. I told one gay Batman joke. Literally, before I did that joke, he was cool with me. He didn't say shit. But then the moment I said, what if Batman was gay? He looked at me and started heckling me from the moment on. And he said, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Meanwhile, no one in the audience is like doing anything to help me. I'm just like, oh, this is just me on my own. This is great. And so then I got into attack mode and called him Yokozuna. He didn't like that. It was not a fun time for him. That was my worst night. It was crazy.
Worst nights are always at Spuds for me, personally, okay? Every time I go, I bomb. That's just not my crowd, and that's okay. And I go because it builds character. And a bitch needs work on her character, so that's what I'm doing.
A Nate Jackson comedy show. It was at the Temple Theater. Every Thanksgiving he used to give a show. And if you see a poster of me in a black vest with a white shirt, black on, that was me. That was that night. But it's because I didn't do what I was trying to switch it up. I should have did what I did the other week. And somehow when I used to get around black people, I go into my drug stuff when I should just be me. I never ever got booed, but I heard silence. I heard silence.
Comedy Voice 2019 or 18 or about, it was a while ago when they did the voice, the comedy voice. I did jokes about how I'm not gay in a crowd of basically all gay people, and it did not go well. Just complete and total crickets.
Oh dear. And that may have been, Knight had to basically break up a fight. And it was here, it was many, many years ago, 20 some years ago. And we actually had to pull someone off a guy, and then someone was formed like a human wall between the two parties. And the facilitator knew me, and he kept coming up to me, and he was like, probably about like this tall. And so he's like looking up at me, and he's like, and he's like, you know, get out of my way, Colin. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And then I mentioned his name, but I'm not going to say it now. And then he's like, how'd you like me to punch you in the face, Colin? I'm like, I don't think I'd like that. And then repeat his name. And then he's like, well, get out of my way, Colin. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And after him just kind of like, finally he just walked away. But, and then later he wound up physically assaulting the bartender. That was a pretty lousy night.
My comedy goals for 2024, man, I want to be on as many shows as I possibly can. As much as the Lord allows me to be, the Lord Kanye. As much as Kanye allows me to get on the mic, I want to be on the mic, I want to be on stage. That's my goals, just to be doing a thing. If possible.
Well, I'm taking my show to Edinburgh, and I would like to not lose $5 billion, maybe get one review, to have my mental break. I'd like to go more than halfway through at the Edinburgh Fringe before I have my mental breakdown, which is like gonna happen. So let's say get through half of it before the mental breakdown happens. That's my comedy goal for 2024. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Ooh, I would love to do at least one hosting set. One hosting set, and I'll be so happy.
To just like not do comedy anymore, that would be really fucking nice, actually. Would love to do literally anything else. No, I love comedy. I do comedy adjacent things, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, no, I'll do more stand-up, I guess. Keep doing this, you know? And then I'll do my other projects, too. The other comedy-adjacent things that I'm doing. Whatever those are.
I'd like to do a festival. I'd like to win a competition. I'd like to get one headlining gig a month at least. Will you? Hey, checked one off right there. 2024 is going to be a good year. I'll take it. Heck yeah.
My comedy goals is to stretch my time. Listen, I'm finna be honest. My name, I'm adding unexpected. I'm Mr. Mookie the unexpected, because nobody expect the unexpected.
Is my same goal that actually has been my goal for a while. I would like to smoke weed for a living, and so I want to get on any of you guys' shows where I do my set, come out super high, because that's the ultimate goal I think anybody should have. Do drugs for your occupation.
Like I said, I'm just a few months shy of having done this for 25 years, so I guess my only real goals are just like keep having a good time with it and keep helping people have fun.
So I'm starting back out again, so really my comedy goals are just to kind of gain that confidence again and like really going up and like going to more mics, and I would really like to book shows, host shows, like those two things I would really like those are two of my goals for sure this year.
My comedy goals in 2024 is to retire from my regular job and start doing comedy full-time in 2025.
I'm going to do a comedy special. Maybe. I don't know if it's going to be like I don't think it's something I'm going to be able to release. I don't have that kind of sweat. But no, my birthday is on Thanksgiving. I turned 40 on Thanksgiving. And so I'll do like a just big party, at least. Full 30 minutes. At least 30 minutes. Have a full 30 minutes by the end of 2024.
Just do what you want to do, man. Just do what you want to do. People are going to let you be you if you let yourself be you. You got to be yourself first. If anything, got to be yourself. Otherwise, it's fake. It's not real. Nobody wants to hear that shit. I think that's good advice. This is good advice.
Quit your job immediately and get a strong 10 or 15 as soon as you can and go on the road immediately. Yeah, fuck it all. Get it.
Be more deliberate with how you approach stage time. You can go through the motions very easily of going up on stage, but you can be much more productive with what you're doing while you're there. That will be much more rewarding and will make you better faster versus just going on stage to click off that box and be like, I got stage time.
Do not fuck other comedians. Think of them as cousins. And we're not in Alabama. Just branch out. But also have fun. Have fun with it. Because if you're not having fun, really, what's the point? Like, you have to live, and in order to have comedy material, you have to get material from the lived experiences. Don't just live your life for the material.
It's okay to be authentic because I come from a long line of like doing theater. So we're so in theater, we have to be somebody else, but in comedy, it's always best to be yourself. Just be yourself and the rest will follow. It's great.
Sometimes it's tough as a female comic, okay? It's tough. Not even just female. If you're not a white cis male, sometimes it's just, your reception it's not as great of a reception, okay? It's kind of hard, making friends with some of these people or whatever. Just remember that the best of them is still the worst of us, okay? That's it.
So I've got, over the years, I've developed my 3 rules. Number 1 is relax, which is probably why it's frequently done in bars. Number 2 is have fun, which is also probably why it's frequently done in bars. And number 3, and I think this is the most important one, and that's don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks, which, once again, probably another reason it's generally done in bars.
To be myself, talk about what I want to talk about. Like I was just saying, when you think of something today or whatever, go for it. You see some people's in there, you like, no, I'm finna talk about drugs because I know they used to sell. No, go in, talk about what's on your heart, because every day is something funny. Every day in the world is something funny. They say if you write a joke, every day you have a joke 365 days a week.
Don't enter contests. You can't take it. You're too fragile. Don't do it.
Do not worry about other people's opinions of what you think is funny. Big one. Everybody needs to hear that.
We've got karaoke going on here at the Jive, world famous Bob's Java Jive, that is. 7 nights a week. We just seem to attract good people.
Check out Bob's open mic every Thursday night, and then the showcase. Comedy Family Feud at Capitol Hill Comedy Bar bi-weekly is a lot of fun. We've done 10 of those so far. We're going to keep those going to a playoff bracket soon. Saturday, I'm going to be hosting a show at Chi-Town Pizza with Mr. Mookie, Tony Daniel, and Two Scarves. I think some of them were here earlier. Just check out the handle I tagged earlier. There's a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline.
I'm actually trying to start my own imaginary talk show. I'm basically just going to interview people that I think are cool. So I've got a lot of artist friends, and so right now it's just on Instagram. I'm gonna try to put it on YouTube if I figure out how to do that, because I'm not good at technology. Eventually it's gonna be somewhere, and so that's what I'm doing right now.
More love, less capitalism. Ooh, hugging your pets. Hug your pets daily, guys, okay? If I can say anything, hug your pets. You'll feel better.
I have nothing to promote except for by the end of the year, I want to be retired. So I promote comedy here at Bob's Java Jive and open mic comedians. Get out and support them. They're really trying hard.
Yeah, you should come to Wackronyms at the Crocodile at Hereafter on the 3rd Wednesday of the month. But also you should come to 18th and Union on June 15th I'm doing a preview of my show that I'm taking to Edinburgh called Berkshire Boy Walks into a Bar and Gets Shot in the Face. And yeah, you should do that. Oh, yeah. Doris just told me to promote my writing. She was trying to be stealthy about it, so I'm gonna ruin that. Yeah, and you should subscribe to the Everett Flabbergasters on Substack. It's really stupid.
No, it's not comedy related, and so I will not, okay? I don't want to give you my OnlyFans. That's it. Okay. Thanks. It's not under food, weed, wine. You'll have to figure it out. Okay.
I'm rebuilding my Instagram profile right now, so like 100% would love more people to like follow. I'm gonna start just like working again on, I was doing a how to survive in a dictatorship because I'm from North Africa and grew up in a dictatorship. Things are kind of inching that way maybe a little bit, so if you want tips on how to survive in, you know, like a dictatorship, please follow me.
April 19th, You Brew, Last Laugh Entertainment at Last Laugh 253.
And give it up for Doris. She's an up and coming. I like her. Doris done lost some weight and looking, she thick as a Snicker.